be one man.
It's my life. It's my life.
It's only one story I can tell, dog.
It's my life.
It's my life.
It's my life.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, get me in the game. We back at it, baby. You already know it's your boy J-Dub, the boss. I'm in the building with my homie, my partner, DJ Pakin, a.k.a. Mizzy Making Magic, man. If y'all don't know, my boy is a producer, you know what I'm saying? Fucking beat maker, he fucking DJ.
Them 1%ers.
The 1%ers, bro.
1%ers that do it all.
But yeah, man, talk to him, bro. Tell him who you are, though, for real, though.
Yeah, I'm DJ Pakin, you know, but most of the market know me as Mizzy. You know, we've been out here for a while doing things. Engineer, you know, I've been working in several studios from, you know, Durham. Now I'm in the Graham area, you know, paving that way, you know what I'm saying, and really giving back to the artist community. That's what it's all about with me, you know. It ain't just about me, you know, it's about the whole market, you know. So I try and push that narrative that, you know, I'm approachable and whatever they may need, they can get with me, you know.
Yeah. So me and bro, we've been knowing each other for years. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all, we was talking about like Boogaloo Greens or something back on one of these podcasts, but we go back to Boogaloo Green down in Chapel Hill, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Tara on Rosemary.
Hell yeah. That was the spot if y'all ain't know, you know what I'm saying?
Talk.
Shouts to everybody who used to be out there, bro. Used to do those, they had the open mic competitions, like I think
It was every Wednesday.
every Wednesday.
Yeah, it was every Wednesday. Cause I know it was one night where our young asses couldn't even get in there. So I remember that faithfully. Every week we'd be up there with it. Definitely.
Bro, and the thing is, like, we would sit there and I know I had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? I had to go to work probably like 5 o'clock that morning. I was working with the town back then. Okay. And I would still be there every Wednesday, you know what I'm saying, popping out.
Faithfully, bro.
Yeah,
that's where everybody was at. Everybody.
So, but yeah, man, we chilling today, man. We actually, you know what I'm saying, at the House of Hits, you know what I'm saying, we were just cooking up, my boy was just cooking up some fire-ass beats, man. Maybe I can throw a little sample in there if I can.
Oh yeah, always. Shout out to CEO Il for the facility. We
Definitely,
out here
man.
at the House of Hits, man, and Money Mob, you know.
Shouts to Money Mob, bro. You know what I'm saying? That bro been doing things for years, man. Bringing artists to the hill, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas can't say shit like that, so shout out to DJ.
Facts. Certified dot connector.
Definitely. So, man, we've been doing a lot of stuff lately, bro. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know, you know, Cora was talking about the parties we was having. You know what I'm saying? I had a little recap on my birthday. Yeah, I was lit. I know I was lit as a mug, bro. It was his fault.
Nah, ain't my fault.
My boy had me lit, man.
Look, that's what happened when you tap in with Pakin, bro. It's a lituation, bro.
It was a great event, bro.
Real talk.
So we've been doing he been helping out with my mic sound nice, you know what I'm saying, as the DJ and as one of the judges, you know what I'm saying, majority of the events. But how you feel about how this my mic sound nice been working, bro?
It's been going good. I think it's been going good because, you know, I don't even just say our market, but when it comes to the music market, man, you have so much stuff that's just like cash grabs, you know. So for us to create a platform where artists know that the transparency is there, they're gonna get exactly what is advertised, you know. So, and it's really not even about the prizes, you know. It's about individuals really standing on business and trying to create real opportunities for the independent artists, you know, because everybody don't have the luxury to get out here and travel the world, you know, or let alone just travel the state, you know. So being able to bring different opportunities here and connect different dots, you know, is a good thing, you know. So stuff like my mic sound nice is things that like I really, you know, want to keep going, you know, because man, we give away cash, we give away hanging mic videos for content. You know, I'm a producer, so I'm always giving away beats, you know, because we living in that YouTube era where artists will run straight to YouTube, make some fire to the beat, and then can't even really capitalize on it, you know. So being able to lock in with real producers and get your beats, you know, is a real important thing that not even most artists really pay attention to, you know. So if we can push that wave, you know, and have those opportunities for them, man, I think it's cool.
Yeah, the whole point of my mic sound nice was, you know, shout out to Sister One, RP Sister One, you know, CA Mills, you know, we honestly, me, Sister One, Tef Illuminati, Jabs, and CA Mills, we had started the My Mic Sound Nice, you know, and O'Hale, DJ O'Hale, shout out DJ O'Hale.
Oh hell.
So we had started all these things, man. We just trying to keep the whole legacy going, man. And one thing I want to say about a lot of artists, man, is that you can't say that you're an artist when you don't want to put anything behind your craft.
There you go.
You know, so if you do it as a hobby, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? You want your homies to hear you and things like that, but we all know it costs to be the boss. So with majority of events, especially in North Carolina, I'm gonna say North Carolina because I'm here, but in North Carolina, a lot of these events, bro, you're paying like at least $50 just to get a song, you know what I'm saying, to perform one song for whatever event's going on, or, you know, if you do want to perform for an event that has cash prizes, you're paying $150, $200 at least.
Facts.
We actually
And that's not even
having
guaranteed.
smaller, yeah, true. We're having smaller events that we put together for people, you know, and it's for singers, rappers. You can do poetry. We have poets sometimes, and honestly, we never had a poet to win, but they got close to being one of the finalists.
Okay.
In the older ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when I was helping judge too. But either way, so it's for everybody. You know, we usually do 18 and up, but we're trying to get something where we can do something for the kids too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
like a kid edition.
Right.
That would be dope, you know.
Right, maybe like an 8 to 17 or something like that, or whatever. You know, we'll set up something, man. We got to do something for y'all too, man, because y'all the ones that inspired everybody as well. We do it for the kids. But yeah, so with My Mic Sound Nice, and y'all just don't take advantage of this competition. And we're trying to move to different places. Of course, we've been based out of Durham majority of the time. We done Greensboro a couple of times, and I think we did maybe Raleigh once. But we do want to travel around North Carolina, and hell, we're going to take it to Atlanta as well.
Yep.
So, and it's like I said, smaller events for some people that don't feel like, you know, they're well seasoned. That's how I feel. I mean, it's for everybody, but this is an artist development type place. So, no, we don't critique you in front of everybody. But I will walk up to you. He might walk up to you pull you to the side, and we'll say, "Hey, bro, you should try this. You should try that." Blah blah blah. Give you better ideas, and the people that we do have there could actually put you in places you've never been.
Right.
So I don't see why not. So we charge $30 majority of the time, $30 a song, and you're winning like $300 first prize. You know what I'm saying? That's a big flip, bro.
No,
you know what I mean?
My thing is, people, if you ask any artist or get into an artist conversation, they gonna always say they the best and they got that heat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, $30 go to so many other different things, you know. And I'm like, if you like you saying you is, then put the money where your mouth at.
True.
You know, because at the end of the day, you know, pay the 30, you know, get your folks to come out, you know what I'm saying, your real support, and go at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like I said, $30 get used on
everything.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
like
why
I said,
not?
bro,
That's how I look at it. Why not?
Hey, you know, you need it. Like, don't buy that sack. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Throw it in My Mic Sound Nice so people can see what you got going on. And like I said, we give away so much shit that I just be like, damn. A lot of people don't appreciate things like that, bro.
Yeah.
And there's so many janky ass people out here who just want to take y'all money.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And sometimes it's because it doesn't look like what they think it's supposed to look like. And that's when you go into the don't trick yourself out of a position because something don't look the way you think it's supposed to look. You know, and that's what a lot of the times happens, especially in the independent circuit. You know, they really feel like, okay, it doesn't look like how this looks, so we can't take it as serious.
Right.
But little do y'all know, some of those people that y'all looking at like that are the most connected people that y'all have no idea about.
Exactly.
You know, and that's how I am. I'm a very well connected person, you know, but I'm not outside like that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm outside when I need to be outside, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. I'm outside when I need to be.
I mean, it's like some people on Instagram, bro. That you see people with 100K followers, you know what I'm saying? But then you might have a nigga with 2,000 followers who actually can put you in a better position than somebody like just because they got all them followers.
And that's
like,
and that's
you know,
another thing. All of those followers don't equate to bodies in the building. So you can have somebody that got 25, 50,000 followers, but they not putting 25, 50,000 people into a building, because if that's the case, they wouldn't be online complaining about what they complaining about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you got people that have 3,000 followers, and those 3,000 followers are a real core fan base, he gonna get 250 to come out and rock with him.
True.
And people left looking like, well, how they do that? How they do that? Because I bet you that one with the 3,000 followers engages with the majority of them.
Yeah.
So it becomes personal. They feel like they know this person. You
Exactly.
know? And when it gets to that point, you got people waiting for the content, waiting to see what you got going on, you know? And that's a whole nother ball game. But what do we know? You know what I'm saying? And that's the real of it, because I'm 36 now. I've been outside since I was 17 in this music market. And that's why I know a lot of the people that I know. And I went from artist to making beats. Now I'm a DJ. You know, I work as an A&R, you know, and it's a lot of jobs that you get facilitated in just this one person. And that's how it's supposed to be, you know, when you looking to build your teams and stuff. You wanna have 5 to 6 people that you really don't know nothing about, or you can get all of that from that one person that you really know, you know. And that's one thing that I really be on. But I'm not gonna force nobody.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, I let people know this is what I got going on, this is what we can do, and the transparency is there, you know. But they still want to go with the glitz and glamour, because that's how it's always gonna be. You know, like that's why we say they run to the one they got 50,000 followers and look over the one they got the 3,000. You know, but you're gonna get a different outcome every time.
Which is wild. I mean, you know, C to C, man, or connect to the customer type stuff, you know.
Right.
The people that you trying to deal with, you definitely got to make that. I feel like you got to make a personal connection.
You got to.
I ain't gonna lie, I learned that from Sister One, because I can rap, and I can do all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like when people actually can feel you, and you know you interacting with them like at these events, because I'm in the back thinking, you know, you look at all these celebrities, or you go to these clubs and you see them, they just chilling, but they own.
Right.
They own already.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they chilling, but you get booked for something. You like, okay, I got booked. Let me be an artist. And I used to want to sit back, you know what I mean, and act like these niggas because they own.
Yeah.
And I would sit back and try to be the artist over there in the corner, you know what I mean, until they call me up and then I come up there, you know what I'm saying? But hell no, that shit don't work at all.
You got to network. You know?
She's like, you need to take pictures with everybody. They won't take pictures with you, and you over there being all shy and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, what's wrong with you, boy? And I'm like, she was like, you got it, shit. You know what I'm saying? So why you ain't using it?
What they say, larger than life personalities. You know what I'm saying? Them be the people that'll walk in the room and take over the room indirectly. You know, and that's a force that, you know, folks don't really pay attention to. You know, how able are you to interact with others? You know, are you standoffish, or do these people feel like they can approach you?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people not getting the results that they want because they in their own way.
Yeah, and that's me.
You know,
I promise you.
Because my old heads used to tell me all the time, if you can pick you up and get you out your way, nothing can stop you. Because at the end of the day, that's gonna be the only thing that can stop what you got going on.
So.
You know what I'm saying? Because one no later on down the line will equal 3 yeses. You know, but are you gonna stay consistent? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna get out here in the market and let this market know this is what we know you for? And that's another thing. Everybody know what I do. You know, I don't leave it up to chance. You know, even when it comes down to my IG page, my Facebook page, people know what I do. It ain't no guess. You know, so you know exactly what you're gonna get from me. And I feel like that's what be missing or lacking from a lot of people's movements. we don't know you for that, so we're not gonna look at you for that.
True.
You know, but
Like,
anything can be built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know me from throwing no damn parties.
Right.
I threw a few, but it ain't like I'm throwing parties.
But the consistency
Yeah.
is what builds that known factor.
True.
You know, and people complain, but they're not consistent. You know, and that's what it come down to.
Facts on that, brother. Now, I know we both, you know what I'm saying, we all go through things, you know how we do it in the MBM podcast, man. What's your take on men's mental health, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, big topic.
We had just passed that month over, you know what I'm saying?
Big topic, bro. You know, because I was born in 89, so I was on that last edge of the 80s babies and growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, and we was told we weren't supposed to feel. We weren't supposed to have no emotions to nothing. So, you know, we became numb to a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And later on down the line in age, that became unhealthy, you know, to the point now where I'm a 36-year-old man and I feel like I'm in a safe space to be able to express myself and look at my partners and be like, yo, I ain't all right. And right. I'm not being looked at as less of, you know, because what is 2025? Shoot, just in 2022, you know, I found my wife lifeless, you know, and then a year later, my son drowned and had to be rushed to ICU, you know, so I say that because with everything that I do in the space that I do it in, this market doesn't know what I go through on a day-to-day basis, you right. know, and at the end of the day, they know Pakin, you know, but behind that, you got Michael.
Right.
That's a husband, a father. I take care of my mother, you know, so my headspace can be clawed and messed up sometimes. And not being in a place or being in a circle of my peers where I can express myself is damaging, you know, because I used to would feel like because of how we grew up, I would used to feel like I'm not supposed to express myself. I'm supposed to take it on the chin. I'm supposed to eat it. But then stuff started happening and I'm like, I can't eat this, bro. Like, what do I do? You know, and it took some strong brothers around me to help me navigate those times because it's not normal. You know, we get pushed upon the point of believing that us not feeling it, us not talking is normal. And that shit ain't normal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, when you look at your friends, people you call bro, you know, like, it's all good when the turn up is there, when everybody out hanging, but when you seclude back to your home and you sitting there 3 a.m. holding your head, who you really got to lean on, you know, and that's how I build my circles and the people I call friends. You know what I'm saying? You only get once, you know, because with everything I deal with, I can't give multiple chances, multiple times, you know, because that doesn't do anything but fog the clarity that I'm searching for, you know. So when it comes to us as men, we got to really understand that our mental health is just as important as anything else that's out here in the marketplace. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel strongly, you know what I'm saying, about that. Like, you better open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You better say something to somebody, bro, because we try and do too much weighing stuff on our back and not having nobody, bro, because we feel like we ain't supposed to feel, bro. And that's bullshit, bro.
True, bro. It's funny that you kind of brought all that up, but nah, cause my sister's, well, my mama's birthday was 2 days ago.
Right,
you know?
right.
And so I went. Me and my sister always get up, chill, you know, take a couple shots or something like that.
Yeah.
But they asked me, it was like, well, both my parents gone, but they asked me, which parent would I want back if I could choose? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then they also asked me, how do you deal with our parents being gone or everybody being gone? I'm like, I don't know. I deal with it by doing these things
Facts.
and being around my boys.
Excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
my kids. You know what I'm saying? I think about the good shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got like, the only thing I got from my daddy is his phone number and his last name. That was
Okay.
genius. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
I don't have nothing else.
I feel
But
that.
I kept the same phone number he had because I felt, you know what I'm saying? You know, I always remember that number. That was
Right.
the number you could remember.
Right.
So then I'm like, okay. And then when my mom's like, I got, you know, necklaces and things like that. She ride with me. When you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I talk to them.
Facts.
That's what I do.
Facts.
So y'all might not talk to them. You just are thinking all in your head or whatever, but that's why I hit up my boys.
Yeah.
When I feel some type of way, I call my niggas. And they're like, bro, this nigga call me. I might call you every day. I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to answer or whatever. I ain't tripping. But that's what I do to keep my mind focused on what I need to do and keep motivated like this. I pull up at Bruh crib. He making beats. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean.
I ain't been in the studio rapping, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been
Yeah.
doing everything else and, you know, handling other things that, you know, need to be handled. But I need to get back into that shit, you know what I'm saying? Get back
Facts.
into my shit because
Facts.
I know I got something to say.
That's what I mean by the people you
The people you
surround
surround
yourself with,
yourself, yeah.
bro. Like, I remember the day you pulled up at the crib, bro. It was like, dang, bro, I thought I had called you. And I was like, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
but, you know, I know the common courtesy.
I don't do that shit. I don't
You
like
know what I'm
nobody
saying?
pulling up
Right,
on me
right,
without
right,
announcing it. So if I do that to you, I'm like, no, let me apologize. I'm in
But
this
see,
man's yard and he tell him I'm pulling up.
My thing is, for you to even know where my driveway is, you've already gotten past a certain barrier.
Gotcha.
So if you sitting there, you know you always welcome.
Yeah.
Because folks don't know where I'm at. You know, I don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing of why I'm saying, like, the circle of people that you got in your immediate circle. You know, like, I don't think, like, because some people say when you get to a certain age, you ain't supposed to have friends, or you ain't got friends, and this, that, and the third.
Like you
And
start losing friends the older you get.
And my thing is, I feel like the wiser we get, the better choices we make.
Right.
So we get better individuals around us, you know, and that's okay because I don't really have too many around me that I would say came out the sandbox with me, you know.
Right, that part.
Because of certain types of growth, I realized that certain people be around you for what you can do for them at that present time. And once you can no longer feel that need, they don't call you, they don't invite you out, you know, and that's how it really be. You know, it ain't no love loss or no issues or nothing because you'll see them same people and be like, what's up? How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because you genuinely care.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, your day-to-day people that you maneuvering around and doing things with, it changes. And it changes for the better because you need those individuals in certain times, bro. Like I said, going through those types of situations and those things, I needed to be able to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You know, and my big brother he played a real vital role in those times, bro. Because he was like, bro, you understand it. That's not normal, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all right? You good? You straight? And that was the first I had heard it. And I'm like, damn, I'm not all right. And I'm at a point where I'm okay with not being all right. And that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, us as men, some get to tweaking out because they not all right with that. But it's a part of life. You gonna have to be okay with that because it's gonna come and it's gonna go. You know, and you gotta understand that it's all right for you to feel, bro. And you will get through this just like everything else. But you got to understand you can't do it alone because that's when it becomes detrimental to your health. Because what you having going on in your mind, eventually that mental will start to weigh physically on the body.
Right.
You know, so it go hand in hand, you know, so you got to be able to have that around you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, have you ever went to therapy and things like that?
I have.
Okay.
You know, I have.
And how has that affected you?
Sometimes it helps to be able to talk with someone that doesn't have any bias to what's going on. Meaning, you don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through. You don't see me on a day-to-day basis, you know. So you have nowhere to form a judgment from, but solely based off of what you're hearing. And sometimes that helps because loved ones will sometimes tell you what you want to hear, whether it's for the betterment of you or if it's a hindrance. And sometimes people only get that type of stuff from their loved ones, so they're only being hindered. So when they get out into the real world and that shit happen, they don't know how to handle it, and they end up flying off the deep end.
Right.
You know, and I feel like you got to be real from the get-go, from the day one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And I'm just like, cause I don't know. I hear what you're saying though. Damn. I just look at a lot of different things. My mind kind of rambling right now, but I'm looking at a lot of different things, like you know, like family, and like family. Well, a lot of my family's gone.
Right.
So I'm like, I feel like an elder at my age.
Facts.
Some type of shit.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I'm just like, bro, it shouldn't be that way. And it's like, it's hard to get family together. Like, I got aunts I don't even know. Like, I made them right before my mom passed. But I'm like, I don't know y'all. I don't know my cousins. You know what I'm saying? I don't know none of that shit.
Right.
And I got a big-ass family.
Facts.
All together. And that shit be bothering me a little bit. And I can reach out and do things like that. But it's just like, for what? Like, I'm grown as fuck now. And I do want to know for my kids. Because like I said, that's another reason, too. You don't be knowing your family. Then your kids get with one of their cousins or some shit. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't play that shit.
I feel you on that.
You see what I'm saying? So I like to know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I don't want to even date no girl from around this motherfucker because you got to be some type of family to me.
I feel
you know what I'm saying?
And
if you from here,
that comes down to your will. You know, the will of wanting to know, or like you said, I want it to be better for the generation behind me. You know, and it's not like it's not like it's too late for us because we at the age that we age at, but it can kind of get looked at in different ways, like you said, you know, because in actuality, family is supposed to be the closest thing to us. It's supposed to be a transparency there. It's supposed to be a trust there. But in this day and age, in this society, you got family members doing more harm to the individual than a person they just meeting. And I understand that. How can you combat that? How can you compete with that? And I feel like that comes with the will of what that individual is really wanting, you know, because that's what's going to push the individual to keep trying to reach out, to get around these people, to get around that person, you know. And I feel like sometimes that is the decision maker in it.
It's just hard. I mean, it's just hard to have, like,
it is,
you know, because everybody be fighting in families.
It
you
is.
know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the craziest thing.
It is. Because,
you know what I'm saying? Family ties is like, I should feel more close. I mean, I do have family members that I feel close to.
Right, but you like you just said, that's that transparency and trust that I'm talking about. Because they family, I'm supposed to be able to feel like this with you. But it ain't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So right now you then ask yourself, how do I navigate this? How do I deal with this? You know what I'm saying? And how important is it to me to navigate this? Because you got folks that'll be out there be like, fuck it, I'm straight, I'm good.
Yeah.
Y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? But then what get lost in that generation behind us being able to know their people.
Right.
Being able to act, they're gonna at least know their family. Whether they mingle with them or not, at least being able to know their family. You know what I'm saying?
I want to be like, oh, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I don't really fuck with him like that.
I don't
That's
really
my cousin.
know him like that, but
but that's my cousin. For sure. Because I ain't the type of nigga, bro, to be hollering out, that's my cousin, when you really ain't. Now I talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my brother, like Corey or something. Like that's my brother, that's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? But niggas know we're not related. I'm gonna let you know that. But really, we was talking about all this shit because I was thinking about that IG shit, how family reunions, or they're saying black family reunions don't really be happening like they used to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I seen that post.
And then it's true. I know one of my cousins, kept some things going with that, but like I said, it's like everybody that's damn. It's grandmas that's like 40 now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't saying, but
the dynamic of the family has changed.
Yeah, everybody just young as hell, so grandma's still going to the club. She ain't going to bingo like that.
No, fact.
She pulling up at the club.
And that play a role in the household you come up in. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife's parents are a decade behind my parents. So my parents are her grandparents' age.
Yeah.
So the household I came up in looked completely different than the household she came up in. And we gotta wonder and understand that it's like that for a lot of folks.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think nobody I ever dated like our household. I grew up with my grandparents.
And we the same age.
So yeah.
She only a year behind me.
Yeah.
But our parents are 10 years apart.
But that's just like me growing up with my grandparents, bro, but then going to my mama's house.
Facts.
On the every weekend.
Facts.
And then, or every other weekend, because I go to my daddy's house the other weekend. I was boom, 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 like, mainly, at my grandma's house, but still, so.
And see, that right there was like how it was with me, because my dad's side of the family is from Oxford and Henderson. And from kindergarten to 8th grade, I went to year-round school. So I would go to school, and then I would have 3 weeks out. Then I'd go back, then I have another 3 weeks out.
I don't know about that life.
You know what I'm saying? So on those 3 weeks out, parents, they still working, doing what they got to do. So he would take me up to Oxford. And that's where the country part of me come from. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like what I got from that country was some real good values they got instilled in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, Big Mama ain't around no more. Yeah. That's where Big Mama was at. You know what I'm saying? You waking up, seeing and hearing the chickens and the pigs and the cows and your neighbor right down the street got a garden. You know what I'm saying? That supply that whole side of that damn city, bro. Like it be well, not city, but that county, that town, And it's real, because I think with Oxford, that's Granville County. You know what I'm saying? So my neighbor, Mr. Hoppinggood, he would supply that whole little section of Granville County with his produce, and that's the first time I got introduced to seeing stuff like that. So I would go down there for 3 weeks, then I'd come back to Durham for 9. And it would keep rotating.
What made you felt better down there doing that? Or you like the city?
I ain't have a choice.
Well, true. But I'm saying, but you know how you felt.
Eventually it came to a point where I was like, all right, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm liking, those 8 o'clock nights, where you out in the field. It ain't no streets. You know what I'm saying? Grandma stayed at the dead end of a dirt road. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it won't no through traffic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew everybody.
You knew everything you want. Yeah, exactly. It felt like,
and I needed it. You know what I'm saying? It was something back then I didn't realize I needed until I was grown.
Yeah.
And that's why I take my son. So one, he can see that side of his family, but it's a certain type of values that get instilled in you in them county lines that don't happen in the city.
True that.
You know what I'm saying?
I was telling my cousin the other day, I said, man, cause I keep pulling up out here because I feel safe. Or I feel like at home because, my grandma's house right there, whatever, but everybody gone type stuff, but it's still like, I don't know. They're just being out there and it's all family, bro. The whole motherfucking little hood is the family type shit.
Facts. That
so
aura
I feel
gonna
comfortable.
always be there, bro. And that's why I be meaning by the will that the individual possesses to want to have that or feel that or have somebody behind them know that and see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the whole goal right now.
Yeah.
Is me, getting enough land, me, my sisters. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. We all got that cul-de-sac, bro. That's my goal in life.
Everybody got a crib
is
on
to
the
do
land.
that, and we all got that. You know what I'm saying? You can walk next door, sis, what you doing? Like, you
Right,
know, whatever,
right,
whatever.
right.
That's our own
I
little
think I
spot.
seen a
You know what I'm
post,
saying?
man.
For real, bro.
It was
That's the goal.
I want to say it was a farming family,
Mm-hmm.
and they had made a little TikTok or something, bro. And it was like it was 8 adults, 16 kids, and 9 grandkids.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a family compound, but literally everybody's houses was at least an acre or two apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it won't like the houses were right there next to each other. You know, I seen one of the little brothers hop on his 4-wheeler and ride it up to his uncle's house.
Right.
And ask the kids to come out.
And that's how shit, you know, that's what I kind of knew out that way.
Imagery
you know what I'm saying?
for us to know that shit exists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That it's possible. It can happen. It's capable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a lot of people don't, you know, they have land and don't know what to do with it.
Right.
You know, so even just like my cousin Princess, you know, she's a licensed contractor. You know, y'all tap in with her.
Oh,
really?
really?
She runs Rose Hair, and I know we did that episode out there talking to her about that. So y'all definitely can tap in with her, you know, at Rose Hair on IG, help y'all out with some contracting advice or work. So yeah, but man, I just feel like, you know, keeping it in the family, bro. Stop selling things for that little money. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that money should be gone, boy.
Yeah, fast.
I mean, you know, you got land, or your people leave you some property, some land, and then you just you gotta split it between your siblings or split it between whoever, and it's like it ain't even worth the damn money. Then you talking about,
Right.
I'm gonna go find my own land, not for that damn price you just got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not. Yeah, you might find something, but you're not gonna get what you could have had.
Right.
And in the way things are being built out this way, I mean, you know, like they got Disneyland building up. They got a whole Disneyland community.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, about to be built up and stuff right there, bro.
Right.
Man, come on, man.
Anything possible.
Yeah, and I'm just saying the value of the land out there is going up. I just remember living out that way or being out that way, and it was a 2-lane road. Now you got a whole highway out there. It's a food line down the street. It won't nothing down the street but trees.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Food lines, gas stations, and everything. And I'm like,
that's how it was.
That's crazy.
Oxford.
That's because in my mind, growing up, I'm just like, bro, we used to ride big wheels and 4-wheelers, dirt bikes, just down the hill.
Right.
You knew it wasn't no cars coming.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now, ain't no way in hell I've had no kid riding down the hill.
And been built up the way
it
is, bro. Yep.
And the kids nowadays, bro, they don't do, you know, I'm glad because, like I said, with Corey, they ain't got no kids. My nigga Job ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? You got children, bro. So it's like, my kids don't do shit but sit on them damn a computer, iPad,
tablet,
Oculus,
little tablet out there.
I had to force my daughter to go outside the other day.
That's one thing I'm appreciative of with my son, and I give him the room to be a kid because all the love he has for his tablet.
Yeah.
I tell him he can go outside, he throwing it, and he out the door. You know what I'm saying?
that's what's up though.
Because he loves being outside.
Yeah, right.
Like he loved nature, you know, being and he loved animals, you know what I'm saying? Like my son godfather took him to the store for his for a birthday gift, and he loved dinosaurs and stuff, man. And he pronounced the dinosaur name. And me and my brother sitting there looking at it out there, I'm struggling, bro. And he say, no, daddy, that's the Stortus Rex. And I'm like, what? The hell is that? But it's just like we with a new breed of kid too. You know what I'm saying? How things evolve, bro. Like everything evolves with it. It ain't just that one thing evolving over there. Nah, the entirety of everything is evolving. You know what I'm saying? These kids that we raising want us. And he never ceased to amaze me. And he's 7 now, you know. But it's like I sit back and look at it like, damn, bro, I got a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I was the one running around like, I ain't gonna never have no kids, bro. I ain't gonna never have no kids, bro.
Right.
And as soon as my child got here, bro, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, bro. I'm talking about like, I was scared to death because I'm like, I don't know how to be no parent.
Right.
But I did because I knew what not to do. And sometimes, bro, you knowing what not to do will get you better results
Facts.
and knowing what to do, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that one.
And I'm living proof of it, bro, because I ain't missed a beat, bro. You know, I take my son to school, so I do carpool line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I make the lunch. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife can't. She's sick.
Yeah.
You know, so I get up, brush the teeth, you know, brush his hair, get him clothed. Nighttime, I bathe him. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Shouts to you, brother.
You know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? I wouldn't trade that shit for nothing, bro.
And that's what we was talking about on that last one, you know, because it's some real fathers out here, and you looking at them.
In the trenches,
But
24/7, 365, bro. I got my legit with me, bro. That's how I know, you know, I got zero respect for the other side of it, bro. Because with everything I go through, bro, I don't miss a beat with my child, bro. And anybody that know me, know I always got Lil Miles with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no excuses when it come to that, bro. Because I do everything that I still do, and I'm there with them. Like, shoot, while school was in, we had Thursdays we had every other Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We leaving the goddamn karaoke bar 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 a.m. out there and go a little break out there and got to be dressed, ready to get in the car and hit that carpool line because school started 7:15. I ain't miss a beat. I ain't complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that not to say that I'm better than nobody, but like I was just talking to him about the wheel, bro. What you want to do, you're going to do. Anything outside of that is your own procrastination, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because every grown person we know gonna do what they want to do.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So when something don't get done, it's a lack of them wanting to do it. So you look at the individuals in your life like that too. Nah, bro, I don't want to hear that. You just did not want to do it.
Yep.
I wasn't prioritized upon, bro. So how many times are you going to let that slide before people say, oh, he just all right with that shit? No, I'm not all right with it. And we should demand that type of respect from the people that we have around us because we give it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like a portion of the respect is given. Not all of it's earned. A big portion, the majority of it is earned. But a small portion at the beginning phase has to be given.
Right.
Or you won't even get to know that individual to know whether they trustworthy or
Right,
not.
and we're talking about that.
You
When
know
I
what
told
I'm
you, I
saying?
was just like, bro, I automatically, with certain situations, I was like,
Right.
I automatically trust you until otherwise.
Right, until you
know what I'm
show me
saying?
otherwise. You know
So,
what I'm saying? And we have to start taking in account how they move with other people. Because I used to be that person that would say, well, I know that dude over there robbed people, but he ain't never robbed me, so I ain't gonna care. That's so stereotypical, bro. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you hear those things, you're not gonna judge a person off of what you hear, but you're gonna carry it in the back of your mind. So if you see traits of it, you like, damn, that is right. Let me go on and do this right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that will you know, eliminate certain toxic shit that could potentially happen. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man. So look, out of all this we've been talking about, man, what do you want the people to know, you know, about you and what you got coming up? Anything like that?
Shoot. Well, you know, me, I've been, you know, mention my big brother Ill. You know, me and him, you know, we've been blessed to have our own distribution company. You know, so we really trying to get out here and give independent artists a way to distribute their music, but not just have it distributed, but have a real team involved in the process of marketing and promoting the music. Because I'm gonna tell you something, if you don't hold on to nothing else, where you trying to get to as an artist, producer, DJ, whatever, when you get to certain levels, everybody has money. So if you're not coming referred or coming off of a name known to the point that you actually do work, they not gonna take your money. So stop being in a rush to think that you can jump from here to there, because it don't work like that. Because that's why you see so many people that have money never successfully break an artist or never successfully get things done, because at the end of the day, they don't have the resources nor the connections that they need to be able to spend the money at that level to produce the results that they're looking for. So you have to tap in with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around running the circuit. Get out here, run the circuit, network, bump elbows with people, because you don't know who can introduce you to who. Right. And if you really take this as serious as you do, tap in. And you ain't just got to tap in with Pakin, but tap in with somebody that you know can help you connect dots. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I want the people to know. I'm an individual. I'm an engineer, producer, DJ, and A&R. I've been blessed to be able to work with some of the people I work with and have some of the connections that I do have. And with that being said, I want y'all to hit me up. I want y'all to get around me, because I want to help facilitate what I can, because it's things that I don't know and that I can't do. But you better know I'm connected to somebody that can do it. And that's how you got to build your network. So take it a day at a time, you know, and really build it organically and off of respect. You know what I'm saying? Not getting over on people, but really tapping in with people, following up with them, becoming personal with them. Because those relationships is what's going to take you further than what you're thinking you're doing now. You know what I'm saying?
True that. And you already working with, you have one artist on, you know, like this.
Yeah, my artist Ayote. You know, we really covering ground as a team, TTG 100 block. We covering ground as a team, and we continue to be loyal to one another and push the envelope. You know, he just finished up his newest project. We getting ready to start sitting down, planning for that release, and making sure that we get everything that we need out of it. So we not just dropping music to drop it, but it's getting us into other rooms and on other platforms where he can elevate, you know. And like I said, it's not just about him, you know, we elevating as a whole. You know, one thing that artists these days don't do is lock in with somebody and be loyal to them. You know, I'm one of his producers and I'm his DJ, you know, and outside of that, I handle the A&R work for him, but we lift each other up. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying all of this to really say, be picky about who you surround yourself with. Be picky about who you click up with, bro, because all money not good money. And brand alignment is something very serious, to the point where you're saying, I'm with this person, I'm with that person, this is what we do, you know. So you really gotta put your pieces of the puzzle together the right way, man, so you can get the benefits that you're really looking for out here, because they out here. You know, the music industry ain't some fairy tale land that you can't touch.
True.
You know, there's more people connected to it than what you think, you know, so lock in.
Just gotta get your budget right.
Get the budget right and really lock in. And I know people got PTSD from spending money in places and not getting the results.
Yeah.
And that's them cash grab schemes that I be talking about. You know, you want to be picky about, you don't just want to give your money to somebody because they hit you up and tell you they can do this. Do your research, fact check, make sure that they connected to what they saying they connected to, and they can do for you what they saying they can do for you. You know, and that's really it to it, man. I'm DJ Pakin, man, and y'all need anything, y'all tap in with me, bro.
Y'all heard it from my boy DJ Pakin, man. I got a couple events I gotta go to, you know what I'm saying? So I might throw that in the end of here, but we're gonna holler 10 fees the next time, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure that y'all comment, you know what I'm saying, what y'all want us to talk about next time. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Give me a couple of likes and shares, bro. You know, it's all love, baby. Jada the Boss. Chopper Hill, we in the building, baby. Holler 10 fees if you need me. I'm out.
Hey.
This my life.
It's only one story I can tell, dog.
This my life.
This my life.
This my life.
Yeah.
This my life. This my life.